Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
I'm Ram.
Welcome back to the One Piece versus 4K podcast, where we compare the One Piece 4Kids anime to the Funimation dub and sometimes sub and throw in comparisons to the manga. We're back today for episode 54. Uh, am I right that this is episode 54? I hope so. Um,
I think you might be.
I might be right. Let's see. Let's see if I'm right. Give me a second here. I checked, but now I'm like not sure. Yeah, okay. Episode
Yeah, it is
54
episode
for sure.
54. Yeah,
Okay.
because I remember watching episode 53 like yesterday or something just to catch up on where we're at.
Yeah, but see, I got also confused because for whatever reason, I named episode 53. Like when I saved the file, I named it
Mhm.
episode. I think I named it episode 54 for some
Oh, okay,
reason.
okay.
Um, that's why I was confused. But yeah, we're back.
Yep, after a long time, but for health reasons mostly, like
Yeah,
kind of recovering from surgery and stuff. So, but yeah, we're back. I'm feeling a lot more healthy. So, yeah.
that is good. And of course,
Uh,
you're something's messed up on the podcast, but that's fine. Uh,
okay,
like
okay.
there's like a thing I have that shows when you talk, and for whatever reason you're not working, but that's okay. We don't need that for this episode. But yeah, what's been
Yeah.
going on with you?
So I guess both with me and the World of One Piece. Obviously, with me personally, health wise, I had to have surgery, but pretty much back on the mend. Like I'm starting to get a lot better. Just gonna have to go through kind of just surgery recovery, but I feel mostly fine and stuff. But besides that, in the World of One Piece, though, like a lot is going on right now. Like not like in the One Piece. I mean, a lot is going on in the One Piece world, but like also in like the real world too. Um, because basically, obviously the manga chapters are back. We're actually on a by this upcoming weekend, but we had like 3 weeks of chapters ever since we came back from the break, from the 1 month long break that Oda took. And basically after the break, it's post-war. They're about to leave Wano, and it's like so. This is going to be a bit of a spoiler for One Piece much later on. Like this is like past 4 kids, but basically, one of the things Luffy did, or the Straw Hats did, was they created an alliance, and this alliance apparently happened in real world time 10 years ago, and that alliance has finally ended after 10 years. Obviously, 10 years in real world time. In One Piece time, it's probably like a bunch of months, maybe close to a year. um Fun fact, the first half of One Piece, from when Luffy left his village all the way up to the first break, some people like tried to calculate how long time has passed, and they said that from when Luffy left his village to when the first half of One Piece ended, it was 4 months.
I
Some
thought you were
say
gonna
it
say
was
2 days.
6 months. Yeah, yeah. I think certain parts of the East Blue saga were actually like within like one singular day, but yeah, someone actually calculated. Some say it's 4 months, some say it's 6 months, but it's like yeah, such a short amount of time. So that's why I wanted to reiterate that like this alliance that like Luffy got into, it started back in 2012, about a year before I mean, I did start One Piece in 2012 as well, but like I really started binging it in 2013. Um, so yeah, that's when it started, and it finally ended. I think this pretty much this past weekend, which and it was just this kind of surreal moment for all the fans that, oh man, this alliance that's been like intact for 10 years is finally over. It's going to feel so weird, but there is also some optimism. I mean, obviously there's optimism, but one thing that a lot of people are looking forward to is the use of the log pose because in the second half, uh, well, actually, we're actually introduced to this new form of um, I don't know how to say it. It's like a navigation system. Yeah, I'll say navigation system. That actually works. So we're actually introduced to this new form of navigation system before the first half ends in One Piece, but we definitely use it more so in the second half. And we're finally stopping. We're finally reverting back to using a log pose. So um, it's very like everybody's really excited to see because we don't know what the next island is going to be, and it's like all new, so everyone's really excited about that. Because it's been a while because we've just been in this like alliance saga for so long. um so that's kind of going on, but the thing is, One Piece film Red was released last week, and there's been a lot of buildup around this movie, because this is the first film that the creator of One Piece, Oda, who does the weekly, he actually apparently took a lot of like he actually worked on this movie a lot. Like he actually had a lot of input into this movie, and it's the first one where he actually apparently really worked a lot with them on. And he said that certain parts of the movie are canon, so it's very exciting. Unfortunately, the English sub, well, maybe the English sub is already out in certain countries. It's just um, the America release isn't until fall. That's what they said.
Hmm.
It's like fall. They don't say a specific month. They don't say a specific date. Um, one of I'm kind of hoping because like there is a release in Taiwan in a week. Basically on the 19th, they're doing the Taiwan release. And part of me hopes that the Taiwan release has English subtitles
Yeah.
because if it does, it's gonna get leaked. Uh, it's gonna get leaked on the internet, and yeah, and I'll definitely be pirating like and watching it because Crunchyroll decided to like really delay the American release, which like it's so frustrating. But maybe it is taking like the English subtitle people a longer time. But like, man, I really wish they would get the English subs out, and the preference would be to get all, like when they do the release, they do all the release within like a 3 week span. But like I'm having to wait until I don't know when, and people are constantly posting spoilers on the subreddit that like I can't like anytime I see film. Fortunately, the subreddit does have a film red flare, so I just avoid all film red stuff because there's so many spoilers. And one of the other YouTubers that I watch, who also looks at the spoilers, he does the chapter spoilers, and I also read the chapter spoilers, so I watch his videos. He also did the spoilers for the movie, so it's like I have to avoid that. So it's like, and I want to enjoy this movie as I'm watching it. So yeah, but yeah, the movie is out. It apparently has a lot of hype. People were really hyped at the movie, and yeah, apparently it was like a huge hit. It was second in like total revenue for anime behind I think Demon Slayer. So yeah, movie really hyped. And obviously, I think I mentioned this before, but One Piece is in the final saga of the series, and part of the reason One Piece went on a break is because Ichiro Oda wanted like a month to go revise the final saga to try to finish it in 3 years. So hopefully the series will end in 3 to 4 years. A couple of years ago, 3 to 4 years, I would have said is like way too soon. There's so much we got to do. There's not enough time. But I'm at a point where I'm just like, okay, good. It's ending in 3 to 4 years. Only because it's been so long. Like the show's been going on for so long. Like, um, it started all the way back in 1997.
Well, we
So
might be done with this podcast by the time the show ends.
yeah, basically, basically, like, so it's been going on for so long that like, yeah, I think a lot of people are prepared for it to end. And some people they still think it'll go on for another 10 years, but
No,
I'm definitely part of
they'll
the
do a.
section.
They'll probably. I can tell you this. They're gonna probably do a spin off, but it won't.
Maybe.
It won't be. One Piece proper will be done.
Well, maybe like they could, but I don't know if Oda is the one who's gonna write it.
Yeah, probably
Um,
won't.
because what Oda said is that he wants to complete it in 3 years, because he's gonna turn 50 in 3 years. He wants to complete the series by the time he turns 50 so that he can go travel with his family.
Yeah.
and and so yeah, like he wants to finish it by the time he's 50. And he said after he finishes his One Piece, he did mention that like because he is like trying to wrap up the series as quickly as possible. He did mention that what he might do is like later on he may do like little shorts where he elaborates on certain large events that are never elaborated on.
Yeah, he'll do
um
movies.
yeah, that. um and so yeah, he said he might like expand on certain things that weren't really elaborated on, maybe like go into detail on what could have happened. And it's just the series, it was just I think he might be feeling that like he's adding so many side stuff, or he's going into these events so much that like I think he's just finally like, okay, I'll like, because of how close it is to his 50th birthday, like I think he's just like, okay, I'll just like do this after I conclude the series, and it'll be like fun things for the fans after the series concludes. And I think they will be, because there's like a lot of stuff. Like there's this one incident called the God Valley incident, and maybe they will expand on the God Valley incident, but um like that might be something where they actually show details of the incident after the series ends. But that actually might be like the Ed War. I'll say this: the Ed War. I think the Ed War is canon. The Ed War is apparently this battle between the Roger pirates and Shiki and his armada. Um, and it was this like great like war that went on for like 12 days or something. Maybe that might be something that they kind of elaborate on or something. I think it's canon, not entirely sure. Or the war of not the war of the best, but the redemption war between two pirate groups. Those things he might kind of elaborate on after. But he did say that like after he's done with One Piece, he wants to work on a mecha anime, like or a mecha manga, like shoot, what's it called? Very
Like
popular
Gundam.
one. Gundam is it's like that, but uh that's not the one I'm trying to think of. I mean, Gundam is a mecha.
Evangelion.
Yeah, that's the one. Um, he wants to like maybe do something like, yeah, with basically a mecha with like Gundam or Evangelion or something. So, but yeah, I mean, if he does conclude this in 3 to 4 years, I'm so ready. I'm ready. I'm so ready for it to do that. So,
Did you finish Eva yet?
Evangelion?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I watched the second episode yet, or maybe I watched the first episode definitely.
Well, look, we're in the
Maybe
same
I
place. I
watched
watched
the
the
second.
first episode like 3 years ago. Or no,
Yeah,
no, I watched the first episode 3 years ago. What am I talking about? I watched the first episode about 10 or 13. No, probably like 15 years ago.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, like the shows that I'm trying to catch up on, like are like mainstream shows. Like I think I'm trying to finish up Banshee. Banshee has Anthony Starr, who's Homelander in the show The Boys. He's the main character in Banshee. Um, I'm trying to finish up that, and then there's obviously that Chris Pratt show. Is it The List, or what was it called? The Terminal List. I think that's what it is. I gotta watch that. So
I have
I've been.
no clue what you're talking about.
These are like Amazon and
No.
Netflix shows. Have you watched The Boys yet?
No, dude, this is gonna be a recurring bit on every episode. No, I'll watch The Boys in 2030.
What about Umbrella Academy?
No, I'll watch that in 2050. I
I
watch.
think you will.
You think I'll like Umbrella Academy?
I think you will like Umbrella Academy. I don't know if you will like The Boys. I think you will enjoy The Boys, but you will. I think you will definitely like Umbrella Academy.
Okay. Well, I guess we could talk about what I watched since last. I finished the Resident Evil Netflix series.
Oh, nice.
Um, I mean, I love Resident Evil, so I had to watch that. I will say that show starts like the show starts off like it's all right. I guess like it starts off all right, I guess, and then it starts getting you're just kind of like, what? This is dumb. And then like to me the biggest like the whole time you're watching it like it's too, especially if you're like me and you're like a real big fan of the games, you're just like, well, this isn't like anything, like this isn't like the games at all. This is just like, like a just set in the same world or whatever. But towards the very end of the show, they start introducing more and more parts from the games, and then they start actually talking about things that happen in the games. And like at the
Mhm.
very end, there's like there's like a cliffhanger with what's going to be in next season, and it's actually like finally getting another character from the games. So I'm
Oh,
really
nice.
hoping that season two happens. I mean, I think it's still up in the air right now. I think a lot of people just thought the show, like, I think to me, I think it's one of those shows that you gotta like watch all the way through, uh,
Mm.
and like it
Like
just
the
it,
ending.
it pays off at the end. I think, but
Okay,
I
okay,
just
okay.
think there's like so many stupid parts like in the middle of it that you're just like, if you stop, then you're just like, dude, that was stupid. Like you watch like the first three episodes, you'd be like, "This is the stupidest show ever." Um,
What if you watch? What if you skip the first three episodes and you watch
no,
later
then you
on?
wouldn't understand anything.
And you see, that's the thing about One Piece. That's kind of why, like, I'm such a fan of One Piece because in the beginning, like, it's such a grind for a lot of people to watch it in the beginning, but it really pays off at the end where you're just like, your mind is blown when like you notice that like, oh, they were referring to this all these chapters back. Like, one thing that I think a lot of people missed out on was there was this flashback. This is like in the 200s. I think it was in the 200s. There's this one flashback with one of the characters where they mention this location. Um, and the thing is, people like that was the location apparently people thought would be like the final island and stuff. But then bunch of episodes later, like we're talking hundreds, almost like yeah, just hundreds of episodes later, we're in this like we're in the place and people don't realize it until someone pointed out, hey, this is the place that they were talking about way back when, and this is how everything is like tying in. Like that's when people are like, oh man, like the show is like it's like the stuff that was plot holes, not plot holes, but like side plots that were open some time ago are starting like this is like the end of that thing. Like one of the things that I think is very a lot of people probably overlooked, and it's something that I noticed when I was rewatching One Piece with you, is during the fight um, when Sanji fought that fishman. The fishman said this one thing that I think everybody overlooked, but like I want to say 700 episodes later, it ties in, and you're like, and it's a small detail in the episode that you forget, and when you realize that this was mentioned all the way back then, it just blows your mind. So that's why I think like it's a grind, but it really pays off in the end when everything starts to connect. It's like, oh man, that's why it's my like people are consider One Piece as not just like an anime, but like a legit saga. Like it surpasses anime manga genre.
When did you feel like it started getting good?
When did I mean, I just enjoyed it. I mean, I always enjoyed it. Like I always enjoyed it. Like early on, I just enjoyed it because of like I always enjoyed it early on just because it was like a fun little show. Like I really enjoyed like I straight up enjoyed it since like the Battleship Village in episode 2. Like I enjoyed that little adventure in that like in that place where Luffy met Zoro. I really enjoyed that arc. I really enjoyed Orange Town. I really enjoyed Syrup Village. Like I really enjoyed those places. Um Baratie was like a nice arc, but like I really enjoyed those little village arcs, you know? Like the little village arcs definitely hooked me in, and then I just yeah, so like that's when I but like in terms of when your mind starts to get blown with all the stuff, it's definitely like post time skip. That's when well, it kind of starts pre-time skip because one of the characters we met is attached to someone else, big, later on. So it kind of starts, but it definitely pays off. Like post-time skip is when everything starts to connect here and here and here and here and here.
Yeah, that's so. I guess I can talk about the other thing that I've been watching.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about interrupting, but like when you mentioned that like it
Yeah,
pays off at the end, I'm
well, you're
like I
talking
have
about
to wait.
payoff. That's what you made me think about this.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I'm not done yet, but I Laura and I have now made it to season 4, episode 8 of Attack on Titan.
Oh, you're further than me.
What?
Yeah, in terms of the anime, I haven't watched any of season 4.
Really? Are you just
No.
waiting for it to complete?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! What? You haven't seen any of the season 4 anime? But you read the
Um,
manga.
yeah, I know how it's gonna end.
Okay.
I just haven't seen the anime.
Oh my god, dude! The freaking like, dude. The only thing that I want to really talk about, I mean, we don't really have to talk about details of the show, but the we could talk. Just I'm just gonna briefly mention some stuff, but
You can.
yeah,
Like
no,
this
but
is
no,
part
like
1, right?
what I want to say is um the animation quality from season 2 to season 3 just blew me away. Like it got
Yeah.
so much better in season 3. Like
How did you feel about the revelations at the end of season 3? How did you feel about the revelations at the end of season 3?
uh with with regards to what? I mean,
Like,
we could say
at the very
spoilers.
end,
Yeah.
I, this is going to be Attack on Titan
Yes,
spoilers.
yeah.
A lot of this was released 4 years ago. If you haven't caught up with it, sorry. Okay.
Hey, I just caught up with it,
Like,
but what are you talking about though? Uh,
like when they finally reach the basement and when
oh,
we find out about the larger island and everything.
yeah, dude, that I was like, well, I wasn't that shocked that there was another island because I'm like, there's got to be something else there, but um, yeah, dude, that was shocking, for sure. Um,
Yeah, at that moment, and the thing is, I fell asleep because I was binge watching it back in 2018, and I fell asleep when all that happened. But at that moment, I'm like, this is one of the all-time like series. When they did that revelation, I'm like, oh, this is an all-timer.
well, towards the end, like,
Mhm.
isn't it like the last? I'm now getting season 3 and season 4 mixed up, but
Yeah,
like
go ahead. Season
season
4, yeah, go
no,
ahead.
yeah, yeah, no, like season 3, like season 3, like, oh yeah, that was kind of really crazy, like the last episodes of season 3, like when you start learning about the other the people, you start learning about his father, right?
Uh-huh.
And like what he went through, and then I mean, then you learn he has a brother, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that part I was just like, what the hell is going on? And then like I mean, that was crazy. And then then like the way it starts off season 4 so far, where like how it's just like it starts it off with like a whole new set of characters, and you're just like, what in the world is going on?
Yeah.
And then I mean the like I just got to the part where Aaron reveals himself, and like, my god, dude, that
Oh, in season 4?
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that part just had me freaking hyped. And then like when you finally get to see, like we just got like at least 2 episodes in where this happened. Like this is where we stopped, where you finally get to see like how everyone looks, like 4 years past or whatever.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
Like they just like look different. Like the whole designs are different. And like just like every like like them working together, a team, all the cooperation, like they're not kids anymore, man. Like they mean business.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, yeah. It's yeah. It yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah.
I will say like I will say this too. I feel like I mean, and thank goodness season 2 is shorter, right? But like I feel like season 2 kind of like went really nowhere. It just did a lot of explaining, a lot of finding out things about certain characters and that. But like season 2, for the most part, I felt like it was kind of boring. Season 3 is where it started ramping up.
I do wonder when they released season 2 if they had any idea that like they were gonna carry the anime all the way through. Like you know how like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of anime it's like just 2 seasons, 12 episodes each, and it's done. I wonder if that's what the plan was for Attack on Titan. They figured it's gonna just be like 2 seasons, 12 episodes, done. But
But dude,
then
if
I
they
guess
would have
like
ended it
popularity.
there, that would have still been disappointing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's
Cause
part
they
of the
didn't
reason
even
why they
show
ended
the
season
they
three.
didn't
Yeah.
even show the basement.
Yeah, yeah, true. Especially with how much they were hyping the basement. Yeah.
And that was
Um,
another funny thing too. Like with the I can't. Yeah, I think it was um when they started bringing back the basement thing up again. There, like one of the
mhm.
characters like, oh, I totally forgot about the basement or whatever. Or something like that, and I just thought that was hilarious. I'm just like, what, dude? They had literally hadn't mentioned it for like what, like 12 episodes or whatever. Um,
I think the first season, like, sorry, the first half of the show before the time skip, it's all like a couple of months. It's like 6 months or seven
mm-hmm.
months or something, and like then you jump, then you jump 4 years into the future, and like they're like adults now, and it's
But
yeah,
another crazy thing is like the design change from season 2 to season 3.
yeah,
Like it wasn't that much time that had happened, like that had taken place from season 2 to season 3. But the design change was like so vastly different, like that the characters just look so different. And
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
I was like, since they look different, they kind of looked older.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that was like interesting. I mean, it's just like, compared to season 2, just the way season 3 started out with like the whole like overthrow the government, like assassination attempt kind of crap was like crazy, man.
Yeah. And then
And
now,
yeah, I mean, dude, like, yeah, now I have like so many like, I mean, we need to try to get through as far as we can. I mean,
are
we're
you
gonna
guys
get through
trying
it.
to?
We're gonna
When
get caught up.
do you know when it's gonna get released? Like the final season part three?
I think it's like in I think I saw it was like January or February of next year.
Okay, okay, okay. So are you
So
guys gonna try to time it to basically finish it by the time that season starts?
yeah, but I will say we started watching the dub, and it's gonna be like when we first watched it because like uh the last eight something
Hmm.
episodes. No, maybe the last like yeah the last eight or something episodes are only subbed on Hulu.
Oh, oh, the Funimation one has all the dubs,
Does
like all
it?
the way.
Well, I don't know why it's missing like 8 episodes on Hulu. For whatever reason, they're missing 8 episodes.
Okay, on the Funimation app, the dub is all there, all of them.
Well, then
At least it should be, as far as
I
last I can tell, it should be.
yeah. Um, well, we'll check that, but yeah. I mean, we gotta you know at least 8 more episodes until we get to the part where it's subbed. But
Yeah. I think
man,
you'll enjoy the subbed. I think you'll
no, I
enjoy it.
did, I did. So like when I first watched season 1, it was only like it's like one of those things like we got to like where it cut off. I think we maybe got to like episode like 11 or whatever, and then
Hmm.
there was no more dub. anymore, and we're like, dude, this is so good. We're watching the freaking sub. Like, I don't think it's bad. But
Yeah.
now since we've watched so much of it, I don't
Mhm.
know. We probably just want to continue the dub if it's available. Um,
Yeah. I do think it is there in the Funimation app. Should be there in Crunchyroll too, but yeah.
yeah, I'll check. But yeah, it's been great. I like going back to it. It's just been like we binge watched all of season 2 in a day, or like a
Yeah.
day and a half, and then season 3 over a couple, like over a week or week and a half or whatever. Now we're on season 4. So, um, yeah, man,
Yeah.
it's been freaking awesome. So,
Yeah, I mean it's a great show.
yeah,
I'm just gonna yeah. It's really good. Yeah, part three. Yeah, I guess. I based on what
you
I
think it's gonna
know,
be like 13
obviously.
more episodes or 20 more?
Um, I think part three they definitely have to conclude it. I think that part three they definitely will conclude it.
Yeah, I think
Um,
that, but
yeah.
I
Um,
wonder how many more episodes it'll be.
uh, if I think if they do, how much was part two? How many episodes was that? Was it 16?
13.
13? I think they can conclude it in 13. Um, I think they can.
Well, if they can't, then it won't be the final part, right? Because that's how they've done it. It's like about that much at a time. So
Yeah, it was just when they announced that they're doing a part two, and then when I watched like some of the trailers for part two, I'm like, there is no way they're gonna complete all that. But
yeah,
when I saw that what was happening in part three, I'm like, I can definitely see them finish it in part three, um, as long as they don't drag it. I don't think they will, but I think they should be able to complete part three.
yeah,
Uh, I think I should be able to complete part three. And then I think I will rewatch the anime dubbed entirely, or maybe I'll do subbed. I don't know. But both of them are really accurate, so it's not like
yeah,
it's not for kids, you know. Like it's legit. So yeah, it'll be good. It's good that you guys are almost caught up on it.
yeah,
Maybe you guys will binge it all the way, and then you'll just like get frustrated and want to know further, and then you guys will just pick up the manga, and then you guys will read the manga all the way till the end, and then we can like spoil everyone.
I don't think I'll read the manga. Um,
Okay.
but I mean, I don't know. Laura might.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
I-
but go ahead.
Oh no, I'd always say that like if anyone wants to pick up One Piece now, and they want to get caught up by the ending, I always say
Oh yeah, read
read
the
the
manga
manga.
instead. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Plus, from like having become a manga convert for 2 years now, um, I can't like I still enjoy the anime, but like I can see the frustrations manga people had for like during the years that I would watch the anime, I'd see like a lot of manga people talk about how frustrated they are with the anime and stuff, and I finally understand those frustrations. So yeah, um, yeah, if you want to pick up One Piece, read the manga. Read the manga. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess getting into this episode, we're at episode 54, The Impossible Dream. Um, the episode opens up with Chopper um, having Luffy locked in jail, with Chopper telling him to go away and give up, stop asking him to join. Uh, he says, he's like, "You're not getting anywhere. I have the keys." Luffy all of a sudden somehow gets the keys and opens the door. Like, it doesn't actually show you how he gets the keys. I'm guessing it's just by his hands, right?
Wait, uh, I thought, how did the episode end for you? I just want to make sure we're
Yeah,
at the
the
same.
episode ended with them talking about. Correa said, Where was his faith in being able to heal himself?
Oh, oh, okay. So I think you might be okay. Okay, so maybe I went one episode ahead. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying, I'm guessing Luffy unlocks it with his hands, right? He just takes the key from his hand. It doesn't show him taking the key though.
Wait, to open the front door or to close
The
the front
to
door?
open the door to the cell that he's locked in.
That Chopper is locked in?
No, Luffy Chopper locks Luffy into like a room.
I have to rewatch it because I don't think I ever saw that.
Okay, well. Anyways, um, yeah. So Luffy unlocks it, and he it confuses Chopper because he had the keys, and he's like, "How'd you open it?" And then he runs away, asking how he snatched his key. Luffy is chasing him, and then Chopper ducks and walks back. So Luffy runs into the wall. He then says, "Hear that? It's Wapple." Uh, Kureha then continues her story, talking about uh, the crazy doctor. She said that the doctor had 10 days left. Chopper realized he had 10 days and was brave and did all he could. We then see Chopper running in the snow, thinking back to the doctor, saying cherry blossoms are the cure. Uh, we see Chopper sneaking up and listening to Wapple's men talking about that Wapple's doctors requested mushroom guards for their mushrooms because the mushrooms are miracles and they don't want anyone stealing them. He's almost spotted due to his antlers. The doctor grabs him and tells him to lay low. Kreia then goes on to say how he studied the doctor's medical book and was off on a mission. As he's on the mission, he kept thinking back to the doctor's strange behavior. We see the doctor hard working trying to make the cherry blossoms bloom as Chopper continues on his trek. We then see him walk past all the other reindeer as one spots him and headbutts him. He continues to think back to the doctor's words saying never give up as he's repeatedly beaten. All of a sudden, he spots some mushrooms at the top of a hill, thinks how he can get to it. The doctor cuts back to the doctor, still trying to come up with a solution, as Chopper comes back to say he's sorry, he lost a medical book, but he's back with the rare Amiodaki mushroom. So, is this similar to you?
Yeah. Sober. Yeah, the Amidaki. Yeah, I think I forget what the specific name, but yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay. Um, Chopper then says he heard it was a miracle cure from the soldier as he asks if he can be a doctor. The doctor says sure, he'll be a great doctor. He calls him the dearest little reindeer he ever met, and that he'll be known as Doc Chopper. I just thought that pun was really funny. The dearest
Okay.
little reindeer.
Oh, okay.
It then cuts back to Wapple asking if all of the doctors have been phased out, to which his men say all of them but Dr. Kureha and Dr. Quack. Um, they're the ones that are still around. Wapple says, spread the word around that all of his doctors are sick. We then see Chopper giving the doctor some mushroom soup, to which the doctor says it's awful, but it must be good if it tastes bad. All of a sudden, he notices his cherry blossom formula is finally working and he can make them bloom in the snow. Or he says he can finally make them bloom in the snow. He then says he's going out, but Chopper should stay in bed. Um, Chopper says because Chopper's still like beaten up from his adventure getting the mushroom.
Yeah.
Chopper says it feels good. He can cure people. As the doctor comes in one last time to remind him that he'll be a great doctor. We see the doctor showing up to Kureha, giving her the miracle cure so she can use it to make the cherry blossoms bloom. He begs her to continue teaching Chopper while he's gone. She kicks him out and tells him to dream on, Dr. Quack. Um, so, yeah, is this pretty much the same?
Yeah. So far,
Yeah.
It sounds about the same. Yeah.
Okay. The village folk then learn that all the doctors are sick as we discover Dr. Quack has reached the village. Dr. Kureha comes in and tells Chopper he won't be getting better anytime soon as Chopper reveals He gave him the mushroom, that he's got to become better. Correa freaks out, then slaps Chopper, throwing him across the room. She picks him up and calls him a little freak and throws him again, saying that the mushroom is poison and if you eat it, your life is over. Chopper then says it must be good because it was next to the Jolly Roger sign in the handbook. And he points, like, he's thinking of what it was, and it's a skull. Chopper
Yeah, yeah.
mistakenly thought it was good because of the Jolly Roger flag that the doctor had pledged allegiance to. Correa tells him that it's bad and that he's poison, and skull means, the skull means poison. She says if he doesn't learn the symbols, he'll never become a doctor. Is that what happens? What you
Yeah,
heard? Yeah.
basically, Kureha, like, yeah, so Chopper talks about how it's a skull, and Dr. K, she basically tells Chopper that the skull and bones means that it poison, and to remember that moving forward, if you're going to be a doctor, you need to know that that means it's poisonous.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so then it cuts back to Waffle being informed that Dr. Quack is on his way. Correa says he'll never be back. The castle will be his grave. Dr. Quack shows up to heal the 20 doctors, to which he realizes it's a trap. Wapple tells him it was a plan to ambush him as they aimed their guns at him. Dr. Quack bows down and says, "You tricked me, but the people need help." He says nothing he can do will hurt them now, as they have no power, as the trusted leader has turned their back on him. He says he won't live, but begs Dalton to take up the cause to help the people. He says the reindeer will be showing up soon. Do not hurt him. He takes one last swig of a drink and supposedly dies as we see his hat fly in the wind.
So, a few things. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. So when Dr. Correja is slapping around Chopper and telling him about how the mushroom is poison, she actually talks about how, like, once you consume the mushroom, you die within the half day. Like, you'll die in half a day after you eat the mushroom. Um, and yeah, so that's one thing I wanted to mention. So yeah, he basically goes up and he's like, uh, I think you might mention this in a little bit, but basically, Dr. Haralook, he goes there, and then like Dalton, he is kind of like shocked that he's there. He's like internally, he's like saying that, oh no, it's actually a trap, and and then Wapol revels that like that Hiralook fell for his trap, and like Hiralook gets down and he cries, and he cries happily, saying that it's good that the doctors are all actually not
Mm-hmm.
like sick, and he's like crying tears of joy because he's like, oh, the doctors are all okay and they're fine, and it's like this tearjerker moment with all the doctors that are there. Like, they some of them start to cry, some of them get emotional, and then he says then he says that he like takes like a thing. He's like, you don't need to kill me, I'm a dead man. And then he takes out like a glass of sake. He takes out like a glass of sake, and then internally he like says, Chopper, the mushroom soup isn't what's gonna kill me. I'll be long dead before then. And then he says, I think he says this message about he says this message, and I think you might say it, but he gives this message about how he asks them, when do you think a person actually dies? And he talks about, is it when the bullet goes through a person's heart? Is it when they have the funeral? He says, no, it's when the person's name is last said. Basically, like, you don't die until people stop mention until your name, the last time your name is mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And this touches Dalton, and then he then like he tells Dalton, "Hey Dalton, oh, what's gotten into you?" And then he has like a little it's like a friendly little exchange with Dalton, and Dalton's touched, but he's also very sad because Haralook is about to die and stuff. And then Haralook lifts his cup, and yeah, he has that internal monologue where he says that Chopper the mushroom won't isn't going to be the thing that kills me. And then he lifts his sake up and he smiles and he said, I lived a great life. And then he then takes out a thing, takes out a like like an explosion vest, and then he blows himself up.
Yeah, that
And
does not happen
yeah, I mean, it's not
in
like
the
you see
four kids.
parts, but yeah, it's not like you see parts. You just hear the explosion,
Yeah, we don't hear that.
and yeah, and then here looks hat is like up, and then yeah, I'll let you continue from there.
Yeah, so yeah, that's all it really does is it tries to do like a poetic like death, like where all you see is his hat flying in the wind, like kind of referencing like he's dead, but you don't even get an like hear an explosion or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, Wapple then laughs, saying he saved him of the bullets as Chopper shows up and beefs up with Fury, running towards Dalton. Dalton says he has to get out of here now. Sorry he couldn't help the good doctor, but Chopper's no match for Wapple's army, and haven't they lost enough today? Dalton then becomes pissed, saying how could Wapple sit by and allow him to die? He says, sadly, no one could find a cure for Wapple. Um, Chopper then shows back up at Coreja's, waving the Jolly Rogers flag, begging her to teach him to become a doctor. Coreja then tells him the name's Coreja, but he can call her Dr. K. We then discover Dalton was locked up as Coreja goes on to explain for the last 6 years Chopper's been with her and that she's taught him everything he knows. We then see Chopper running in to let Dr. K know that Wapple is back. Chopper asks what they are going to do, and Dr. K says burp him, and the episode ends.
Okay, so yeah, obviously the explosion happens, and obviously here look is dead. And Chopper, he gets there, and then he sees that like Hirlik is dead, but then he gets really mad, and he starts running at them, about to attack, and then Dalton transforms into the Ox, and he
Mm-hmm.
grabs Chopper, and he pins him down, and then Dalton starts to cry, telling him like, "Hey." Because Chopper lost his control, like he's like, his eyes are red, he's just full of vengeance and stuff. He goes, and then Dalton pins him down, and you see Dalton crying. And as his tears hit Chopper, Chopper calms down, and like Dalton says, "Hey, live on, live on, carry his name, his legacy and stuff." And so then Dalton allows Chopper to take Dr. Heroic body, um, and then and then Dalton has that argument that you mentioned with Wapple saying, "Hey, he's like it's a damn shame there isn't a cure for you." And then Wapple gets mad and he imprisons Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then yeah, you see Chopper waving the pirate flag that Look had, saying that he wants to be a doctor, he wants to be able to cure everything. Uh, and then Dr. K Dr. Kureha takes him in, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll teach you. Um, from now on, you don't have to call me Dr. Kureha, just call me Doctorine, and I will teach you everything." And then we go back, and
She doesn't say
that's
Dr. K.
no, no, she's never referred to as Dr. K.
Oh man,
Um,
she's not referred to as the the Dr. Pepper version, Kroger's Dr. Pepper version.
no, unfortunately not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's referred to as Doctor. She's like, "Call me Doctorine from now on." And then yeah, you go back to the present where she's talking with Nami and Sanji, and they just hear the story, and then yeah, at that point comes in saying, "Hey, Doctorine, Wapol is back," and then you see Luffy slamming at the at the window, saying, "Oh, that bastard's back." Um, and yeah, that's also where the episode ends for me.
She doesn't say anything. Does she say that they're gonna kill him?
Um, Does she? Oh no, she doesn't say anything about Burpum or anything. I
Oh,
forget what exactly she says.
yeah. I'm guessing it's something related to killing him, but I don't get why she's like we're gonna burp him. I think it was just another word for kill. But
Yeah,
yeah. All right. Well, that was I mean, there wasn't that much to this episode really. It was a pretty light on story episode.
yeah, and it's gonna be this way for like the next few episodes because now we're in the action portion of this arc.
Well, wait, you said now we're in the action part.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yeah.
action for the next few
Okay.
episodes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's more than the story part, but also that might be harder for me to take notes on. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, we'll be back with one more episode, and in 2 weeks, and then we'll take a couple weeks off.
Yep.
Again, Rom has to go on travel, so.
Yep.
But
Um,
we,
this was
yeah.
really quick. So this was episode 86 in the Funimation dub. The episode title was "Hair Looks, Cherry Blossoms, and the Will That Carries On," or that the will that gets carried on.
Okay, I'm not sure if I said the episode name, but I'll repeat it. Mine was called The
Yep.
Impossible Dream.
Okay. 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 Okay.
So
Um.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit better episode title than the last episode, which the last episode was just called Freaky. Still don't get that, but okay.
I mean, in the regular, he actually gets completely naked, so I think that's what it's referencing. But obviously, 4 kids will probably, you know, censor that. So,
Yeah. Um, all right. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening to us. We'll be back in 2 weeks, everyone.
all right, thanks.
Later.